You look away just for a second and bam! Suddenly, America's best-selling pickup trucks all have EV versions. You've got your Ford F-150 Lightning, the Ram 1500 Rev, and this 2024 Chevy Silverado EV. Now, as it stands, there are two kinds of electric pickups. The F-150 Lightning is for work, and stuff like the Rivian R1T and the GMC Hummer EV, those are really meant for play. So, this Silverado EV, which is it for? Work or play? At the time of this recording, Chevy has announced two versions of the Silverado EV. First, there's the regular buyer-focused RST. And second, the fleet-focused WT, which stands for work truck. The Silverado EV shares basically nothing with the gas-powered Silverado. It uses a separate platform and a clean sheet design, and immediately you can see that at work by how short the hood is because there's no engine under it. Silverado EV RSTs will have the very cool Chevy Avalanche-like midgate, but the Silverado EV work trucks won't. Sad. Still, the Silverado EV WT will go on sale first. It has a 5-foot 11-inch bed, a 1,400-pound payload, and can do up to 10,000 pounds of towing. So we're driving the work truck version of the Silverado EV today, which is meant for commercial customers like businesses and government agencies, like the Parks Department. So because it is meant for work, it looks a little workier than the rest of the Silverado EVs. For example, on the outside, there are parts of the front fascia that are unpainted that are both easier to produce and a little more forgiving about getting scratched up. There are no 24-inch wheels. Instead, there are 18-inch aluminum wheels with big sidewall tires. There's no air suspension. Instead, there is a non-adjustable steel spring setup. On the inside, this infotainment screen is a little smaller. It's 11 inches, but compared to the RST 17 inches, it's a little shrunken down. And finally, there's an all-black upholstery interior. So, sitting here, enjoying this truck, it feels honest. It feels like an honest truck, and frankly, drives like that too. So the Silverado EV work truck makes 510 horsepower and 615 pound-feet of torque. Now, if that sounds low to you because you, like me, have brain worms from hearing about EVs with way more power than that, do not worry. This thing can more than hold its own, and it gets out of its own way just fine. Are we going to do neck snapping acceleration? That's still pretty good. And quite honestly, as a fleet vehicle, do you need more than that? No, we're not going drag racing in a fleet truck, but still, the power is there if you need it. So here's what I like about the truck. I actually really like the interior. Yeah, it's black plastic and all black upholstery, but it makes you feel like you're empowered to take on projects. Sometimes trucks, they have really nice interiors and you don't feel good about sitting in them, putting stuff in them for fear of scratching something up. Well, even if it gets scuffed up in here, it becomes patina. So that's nice. The regenerative braking. So we have it on the strongest setting right now, and you can definitely do one-pedal driving if you like one-pedal driving. But more impressively than that, the turning radius. This thing parks very easily, and it's because there's no internal combustion engine. The wheels can turn a little more. They mess with the suspension geometry a bunch. The result, very tight turning radius. So that's great. Things I don't love as much, I don't love the ride quality. I understand this is a very heavy pickup truck and it's on steel springs. I can almost guarantee you the RST will ride better because that one has air suspension. Again, this steel spring thing, it's not a deal breaker, but it is something to be aware of. But the Silverado EV WT's biggest draw is it'll have a long-range version with an EPA estimated 450 miles. That blows the closest competition out of the water. Then you have your price. The truck we drove today was about $77,000, and Chevy says future versions are only going to get more expensive than that. For now, us regular consumers will not be able to buy this WT. We will be able to at a later date though. So, why did I come all the way out here? Well, I wanted the WT to give us a preview of what we can expect with consumer versions of the Silverado EV. I wanted to see, and also I wanted to show the rest of you, obviously, exactly what Chevy is bringing to the table. And based on what I saw, we definitely have something to look forward to. Because if this thing can work as hard as I think it can, just imagine how hard it'll play too.